I'm here to be an all-time great.
You're now rocking with the best.
Purple yellow, purple yellow, purple yellow, purple yellow.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Welcome to the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Oh, he's smoking hot.
The latest Laker news.
Another great Showtime feed.
The greatest Lakers show.
This is going to be legendary for a long time.
This is the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Lakers all day.
Go Lakers!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Bigbabyjonathan here. Welcome to the latest edition of the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast. I got Denzel from Hood Takes and also Don from Hood Takes. How's it going, man? Hope all's well with you and the family.
What's going on, Big Baby? How you doing, man? Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to finally get this episode in with you, brother. Thank you for having us. Everything is going good on my end. Wonderful. Everybody. We trying to make a living with the new conditions. As far as COVID. But everything's going good, man. A better place. So it's all smiles over here.
Yeah, it's all smiles. Thank you again for having us. We've been watching your growth on your channel, and we've definitely are big fans of you guys.
Big fans.
Big fans of what you do.
Appreciate it. I'm a fan of you guys too. Love what you guys do too. Great content. You guys keep it real. You guys don't sugarcoat.
As we should.
On your show, you guys keep it real.
When they think of Hood Take, we want to give it art. We giving art. So Hood Take came about like kids from the hood, kids from inner city of the hood. I'm from Compton. Don is from Don Rico. He's from Los Angeles, South Central. So some, along with the other co-hosts, shout out Brandon and GB. We some inner city kids, from the hood, and we're just giving our takes on sports the right way. No sugarcoated, no cutback. Anything uncut. We still try to keep professional, but we try to keep it as real as we can.
Yes, I agree. Like professional. Sometimes it may get heated argument on the channel, man. It's part of podcasting.
Yeah, we have some arguments, ain't that right, Rico?
Yeah, we definitely have some. It's natural. It's curated for everybody's enjoyment.
Yeah. So in today's show, we're going to talk about the NBA bubble, Lakers expectations, your guys' surprise in the East and Western Conference, and Kevin Garnett potentially buying the Minnesota Timberwolves. So let's start with the NBA bubble. We're going to start with the Lakers. So I'm going to start with Denzel. Denzel, what are the Lakers' expectations for you going into the bubble?
Honestly, to win it all. They built a team that can get the job done. A very well put team with the leadership of LeBron, with the leadership with AD Anthony Davis. And with the role players, Caldwell Pope, Danny Green, shout out to Alex Caruso, the GOAT, Mark, which one? The Morrison brother. We have Ray John, we lost him, for the time being, but with him on the squad, we have a well put team, and I feel like we're in a position to win it all. I mean, why not? We have two of the best top five, to me, the top five, two of the top five players in the league with AD and LeBron. So it's no reason why we shouldn't get it done right now. LeBron, prior to the COVID hit, LeBron was playing at a high level. AD was playing at a high level, both MVP candidates. So we there. I think we can get it done. We have a good team this year.
What about you, Don? What you think?
Same thing. Same thing, different reasoning. I think that we the favorite to win it all. I think we should win it all. We have a great team top to bottom. What separates the Lakers from most teams is that we can have a starting five that is somewhat legit for our bench as well. Like Dwight.
Shout out Dwight.
Yep. Shout out to Dwight.
Shout out to Kuzma. Shout out to Caruso, Caldwell Pope. Like those guys can start somewhere else and get. Shout out to J.R. Smith, even though that's a
man.
Even though this came in. Shout out to Avery Bradley, that's been a career starter and things of that nature. So the team is very deep. Whatever players we put out on the floor, they're going to be quality players, and going to give you even shout out to Quinn Cook, even though he's not a starter, he can still give you volume in a 10-minute span. In a 10-minute span, he can give you 7 points, 2 assists. He can give you a rebound, and he can give you 2 steals. It's just players like that impact winning and things of that nature. That's the most important. That's what the Lakers are kind of building on. You get me? And mention, having LeBron at the head of it, and having Anthony Davis at the head of it. It's a well put together team. It's going to take a lot for.
And my apologies. Yeah, shout out to Dwight, to Quinn Cook, to all them guys, man. I'm sorry. Those players are just as important as everybody else, and I'm not taking away anything. It's just we just have a well put together team. There's so many names and so many good players that can give us that can score any given night, that can light up the scoreboard. It's too many of them, So it's just like we are well put together. I don't see not one flaw. We actually did excellent defense with shout out Frank Vogel, a defensive coach. Like come on, this is to me this is a well built Laker team that's just overall for chemistry and having fun. I don't see no egos, no anything. I just see like they're out there competing and getting it done. Shout out Alec Caruso, guys. I seen a post that he did recently about his sister getting married. And instead of him going out of the bubble, he stayed committed to the team. So I see where they're at mentally. They're there. They're trying to get it done. Yeah,
most definitely. I agree with all your guys' points. Lakers got the best team in the NBA, and AD and LeBron are healthy. Because AD had some nagging injuries. LeBron did too, but he didn't really say anything about it. So they got rest. And I know Avery Bradley is going to be missed defensively, but when KCP started, Mike Trudell, shout out to Mike Trudell, Lakers reporter, for putting this on Twitter. Lakers with KCP in the starting lineup, Lakers are 17-3 with KCP in the lineup. So that's good. So that's really good. And also too, Danny Green can step up defensively.
Championship experience.
Even KCP at times, man. Everybody hates on KCP. Like I talk to, he's a talented player. He could play defense, shoot the three.
Very great lockdown defensive player.
And Danny Green, love his defense. This team is all around. Ain't Deion Waiters, J.R. Smith.
Man, I'm saying this is again. Shout out to D Waiters and J.R. Man, it's like
this is the only team that I can think of that is 17 deep. 17 deep. We got to the end of the bench, which is Jared Dudley. Jared Dudley actually played playoff minutes for the Nets
last year, yep.
And now he's the mentor role on the championship team. Like, this team is very deep. It is going to take an overwhelming performance for someone to beat us in a 7-game series.
But I know it's a man by the name of Kawhi Leonard. That's in there in the cut, man. That's a bad dude right there. That's a bad dude, man. That Clipper team ain't no joke either. Shout out to the Clippers, man. It's Lake Show, but shout out to the Clippers. Got to give credit when it's due.
Facts, yeah. They're doing good. But I just feel like in the 7-game series, I feel like LeBron and AD are going to figure out the Clippers. They would figure them out. So we'll see. LeBron.
I feel that same way as well.
Yeah, LeBron's a different type of player when it comes to playoffs. I know Kawhi too, but I just feel like LeBron just has that. He knows when Kawhi Leonard is good overall, but LeBron just knows how to execute down the stretch.
Once LeBron do that 0-day darkness.
Remember that stare that he had in Miami when he was in Boston? He had that look. If he has that in this playoffs, it's a wrap.
Oh, it's definitely. And this is going to be the most important championship.
Winning for Mamba.
Yep.
Winning for Mamba. This is he stepped into the road to carry the Lakers on it with Mamba's blessing before he tragically passed away. So now it's even more incentive to get this job done,
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to ask you guys. I want to start with Don. If LeBron wins the championship, would that be the best titles he's ever won? What's been going on around the world with the COVID, and all that stuff?
Yeah, by far. I mean, what he did for Cleveland, his hometown, like, that's important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing from that. But this situation and the build up for this season
Mm-hmm.
is way more in depth than any. This championship deserves like 2 asterisks just because of the death of a prime legend, like a gone too soon legend. The storyline matchup, the fans matchup, because us being Lakers fans, we've been waiting to even be in the playoffs for the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm guessing like right after 2012, kind of.
Yeah, 2012.
So,
I remember.
yeah,
When we got swept by San Antonio.
Yeah, exactly. So like a better part of the decade.
Yeah, I remember when Aaron Baines outplayed Dwight Howard that series.
Yeah, exactly. And Kobe went down, and yeah, it was a lot. It was a whole lot. And like this championship, if the Lakers was to win, I'm saying they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're going to win, but I'm going to leave some room for some doubt just because, you never know. But if the Lakers was to win, this will be by far the most important and the highest accolade for – this should be his biggest accomplishment by far.
Well, you, Denzel, what you think?
You know what? As Rico stated some facts. It will be a very important, it will be a very valuable championship ring. But I still feel like the championship he won with the Cavaliers against the Warriors, it's just for him making that promise to them, because Cleveland was in a drought, a very long drought, and the way he went about it, with the help of Kyrie. But there was so many memorable moments of that championship run, especially it was Game 7, came down to a block shot and a shot, and he won it for his hometown. If it was me, if I was in that position and I was able to bring a championship to my hometown, somewhere I grew up, no, and I'm not taking when he wins a ring for us out here in LA,
Mm-hmm.
I'll cherish that. But I just feel like as far as LeBron being the kid from Akron, Ohio, and just the story of what he's been through, just his backyard, to bring to bring a NBA championship to your hometown, that's amazing, man. Not too many people can say that. Not too many people can say they actually did that, and I feel like that's like one of his valuables. At the end of the day, when his kids get older, yeah, I want a ring for the Lakers for that franchise, but he won one for his town, man, for his land,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out LeBron, man of his word. So just like he said, he gonna bring something to LA. I believe him, but that Cavalier ring, man, especially they was giving out some good duels. That Golden State Warrior rivalry was bananas, man. So I'm gonna rock with that one, man. But this one, if you win with LA, it's gonna be up there too. But that Cavalier one is more memorable one. That's the one he's gonna cherish.
Isn't Cleveland the first team in NBA history to come back down 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1 exactly.
Finally.
That too. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Like I said, this run with the Lakers, just like like Rico said, just because it's for the late great Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if the NBA didn't stop due to COVID, and it just had that momentum, then I would have had to kind of be like, yeah, this one might be like it's still there, but just just the whole transition and everything kind of like put a standstill, so. Yeah.
You probably would have been NBA champions right now, or we probably be
celebrating.
NBA
championship. It would have been a surreal moment, The emotions and everything. Everybody emotion pretty much shifted with everything just after the Kobe Bryant, after the death of Kobe Bryant, just with the COVID, with the police, brutality, all that stuff, man. So a lot of emotions is everywhere, man. So,
2020 has been crazy, man. But yeah, for me, man, I think that championship for LeBron in LA would be great. We haven't won since 2010, and he comes back, wins us a ring. He'll be, I was going to say not in Laker greats, but just it's tough because if I say Laker great, it's tough.
He'll definitely LeBron is definitely gonna be a Laker great. He put Los Angeles on. He put the Lakers on his back.
Yeah.
He has put the team on his back. He's still not finished. He's still on the quest.
Mm-hmm.
But just from us being in the drought for so long, man, we had to go through some years. We had to go through the Jody Meeks, the the Chris Kamens, the
Kendall Marshall.
Man, Kendall Marshall. We had to go through so many ups and downs, man.
I remember.
And it's a relief to finally for LeBron to pick us up as a franchise.
Xavier Henry days. I remember
all those days, man.
Robert Sacre.
Shout out Robert Sacre. I
Yeah,
met him at Walmart years ago, man. Cool
he's
dude,
nice.
Man. Cool dude.
Because the Lakers, where I stay at, they go to the casino called Pachanga, and I met met all the Laker players and all that. And now Wesley Johnson, I'm like,
man, Wesley Johnson, man.
Johnson,
man, Tyreek Black. We had some solid teams, but it was some dreadful years, man.
But when we win the championship, it's gonna be well worth it. And
it's gonna be well worth it, man.
Once the Lakers win the title, I'm gonna be doing a live stream on Facebook, and it's gonna be turned up.
As you should, brother. As you should.
As you should.
Yeah, so let's get into some other NBA stuff.
Let's do it.
Kevin Garnett is potentially going to purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I'm gonna start with Don. What you think? Do you think that would be a good purchase for KG?
That is a beautiful purchase. That is the model of what all NBA players, all franchise players want to do when they take the next step into their career.
Mm-hmm.
That's a key thing. You see what Grant Hill did with the Hawks, and he got a majority group and tried to get it together and piece it up and things like that. That's going to be the next wave of what the NBA is going to be. Stars that put in work, that wanted to do more for the franchise, actually takes ownership in the franchise and starts to build what that franchise looks like by the dedication in which they spent. You get me? Like all the hard work, all the thing, and you become the owner of it. That's beautiful. That's blissful.
What about you, Denzel?
I feel the same way. KG, just for him starting his career in Minnesota, making a name for himself. When you think of Ticket, you're gonna think of Boston, but you're gonna think of them early years. I still remember that playoff run they had 2004 with him, with Charles Brewell and Sam Cassell, if I'm not mistaken. That was that was. I can't hear you, Rico.
Wally Zerbiak.
Yeah, man, that was a team, man. That made me a Ticket fan right there at a young age. So I feel like him being able to come back to the team that drafted him and made help him involve his career as an athlete in the NBA is amazing, man. And Minnesota. The team, the franchise in general, I think he'll bring that dog. Like, KG knows basketball. He knows what that team, what a team needs. He knows the defensive anchors that Rico might say. He knows his stuff. So I think that would be a good move. And I think it would be good for the NBA to have KG back intact with, just NBA in general.
Yeah, 100%. I would love KG to purchase it. And if he purchases it, I think players might say, let's go to Minnesota. KG's there. Let's run it. Let's try something.
KG gonna keep it real with you all the way. He ain't gonna sugarcoat you. He gonna let you know the real. And if I was a free agent and I had a list, I would definitely put Minnesota in the run because just who's running the team and the coaching staff, but really who's running the team, who's the head honcho, who can I talk to when I'm having problems with, who can I go to for some advice, and who wouldn't want to go to KG, NBA champion, very very knowledgeable basketball player, man, knows what he's talking about. Shout out Ticket, man.
Yeah, shout out Big Ticket.
So if you're the so let's say if KG does buy Minnesota Timberwolves, what does he do with Karl Anthony Towns? Does he trade them for more assets or build around him? I'm gonna start with Denzel. What you think?
Trade him.
Trade him.
Whoa! I wasn't
trade him. As a owner or general manager. You wanna build your team off from what you want to build from off of yourself. So he can't say he came in and feel as accomplished because Karl Anthony Towns was somebody he drafted. So for me, if I was a general manager, I would want to start fresh. So if we got to go through some dreadful years of us not competing and rebuilding, that's fine. But when we do start getting up there, we start getting to the playoffs, maybe a championship, I can sit back like I built that team. I drafted these players. I put the pieces together. I signed these free agents. I did that. So not saying that Karl Anthony Towns is a bad player. Shout out Cat. Rest in peace to his mother that he lost due to COVID. But I feel like, somebody, like KG, he will want to, I will want to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, get some some valuable assets, trade, picks or whatever, and go from there. Trade everybody. Start fresh, man.
The trade that makes sense for me if the Warriors get it, trade Karl-Anthony Towns for the first pick.
Ooh.
That would be smart. Smart. Warriors, very bad.
Yeah, they're
wouldn't do that.
They're one piece away, or a couple pieces away from getting right back to that championship.
And they not even that far away.
They're not
people
far
by the name
away.
of Steph and Clay.
Yeah, so that's why this championship for Lakers is important. So, what you think about would you trade Karl-Anthony Towns, Don, if you were KG?
Oh no, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would not. I would trade. I would get a better coaching staff that has a lot more tenure and that has championship pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
On the coaching side, I would try to go for a GM that knows how to build a championship team and a winning culture, and I would kind of cultivate Karl-Anthony Towns into a superstar player by building a culture around him and making him the marketable centerpiece. Because in a sense, Karl-Anthony Towns is very good. His numbers are very good, but he doesn't contribute to winning.
See, okay, Big Baby, I'm sorry. We're going to have to step in the hood take, hood take mode. Now, Rico, look, now you really, honestly, knowing how certain people, how the NBA is, a lot of people like to take away, they want their credit. So, if Kevin Garnett was to do that, he wouldn't get the amount of credit he would get if they win a championship, because those Karl-Anthony, he's not Cat is not a KG guy. He didn't draft him. He wasn't part of that. He wasn't part of that staff. He was on the team. He was a player at the time, but he wasn't a staff member. So I think, just like anybody, when all these GMs get, hired, they want to build, they want to refresh. They trade their players.
Perfect example, guys. Yeah. Remember when Magic came in? He traded D'Angelo Russell.
Thank you. Everybody. Because you want the credit.
Yeah.
When Magic traded everybody, and then he drafted Lonzo, that was his fault. He said, I can take the blame because and he did. I took nothing wrong. Shout out Zoe. Yeah. He took the blame, for the little.
Ain't nothing wrong with Zoe. I see what go for it.
Yeah,
nothing wrong. But it's all about the credibility and what you did. KG, bro. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he didn't take the best player available. Like in that
Magic?
Draft. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But
let's redo that draft and get Jason Tatum.
Exactly. That's what I wanted.
Man, exactly honestly, I would have kept that Lakers team the same, man. Shout out JT. But I like Zoe. I like what Zoe brings to the table. I like, he was only 2 years in with the Lakers.
Man,
2 years in. 2 years in.
Bron and Jason Tatum playing the two. Man. I want that.
Ball dominant.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum ain't ball dominant. He works. He doesn't need Jason Tatum. Tatum
he needs the ball to create a shot. Well, not necessarily.
No, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need a high volume of isolations to create a shot. He doesn't. He does.
JT needs the ball. JT needs the ball to get busy.
That's the only reason you say that, because he's the star player and you haven't seen him in another life.
I haven't seen him. What you mean I haven't seen him? I watched him. He was in Duke. Ball dominant.
Was he not the star player on Duke?
He was. He was ball dominant. That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You haven't seen him in another light. If he's going to defer, LeBron James is the player that he defers to. Most definitely.
Okay.
And it opens up his game so much more, because now you have to worry about him being off ball, and he has off ball basket getting abilities to where he can only have to dribble 1 or 2 times to get a bucket.
Nah, JT dribbles more than 2 times, bro, to create that step back.
But that's what I'm saying. It opens up his game to work on those.
Okay, I get you. I get you. I still rock with Zoe though, just because Zoe. I watched Zoe. before the buzz when he was in Chino Hills with his brothers making that run to UCLA. I like Zoe. He's Jason Kidd, little Jason Kidd, man. And as Zoe Zoe was just a late bloomer. JT and Brandon Ingram, all them cats in that, that was drafted within that little year wingspan. Everybody developed quicker. They find their touch in NBA, soon. Some players are gifted. Some people are like the LeBron that just come in the NBA and make an instant spark. Zoe's just one of them players that just take a minute, got to ease his way in there, because he's so accustomed to a different style,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think he's perfect where he is.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball, man, I like his game. He's missing but he's doing great things in New Orleans, man. Zion Williams, Brandon Ingram, and if we can go back, let's trade Kuzma instead of Brandon Ingram for AD. We'll have length, AD and Brandon Ingram.
True. I like
defense.
Man. You know what? I couldn't be mad at that trade, man. If we had to do it, Big Baby, keep Ingram, man. Ingram was an all-star, almost all-star this year.
That length plus JaVale McGee, Dwight.
Letting that trade happen without Ingram. They wasn't letting that happen.
Yeah. Kuzma. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Kuz. He's a gem, man. Like I said, right now he had to take the backseat because it's two head honchos in front of him, that got to dominate, that need the rock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, big baby.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. We're just talking. It's podcasting. It's all good, man. I was going to ask you about Kuzma too. If he doesn't perform well in this bubble in the playoffs, is it time to get rid of him?
Nope, not at all.
Nah.
He's just like I stated a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you got LeBron and AD on the same team, it's kind of hard for you to get busy and show especially when you need the ball to get your shot up and really let the world know. Like when it was a Zoe, Kuzma, Ingram, Randall, when Kyle was getting busy, he was getting 20 points. At one point, we was like, he the head honcho of the team, So, I feel like right now he had to take a back seat, just like any other. But I forgot, it was a quote that he had stated earlier last week. I forgot what it was. It just made sense. You just gotta wait your turn. Man.
Yeah, he's one of those players where he could be a dark horse superstar, and if we quit on him too soon,
yeah, man,
go to another team and drop 20 a game somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. But if an opportunity presents itself, Bradley Beal comes to the table with some picks and some players, then you pull it. And
you know what? And I love Avery Bradley, man. I think he's the most underrated player, unappreciated player in the league right now, man. Shout out Avery Bradley, bro. He's man.
Bradley would be dope, but I'd rather get another big. I'd rather get like a Bobo or like if we're going to pull off some kind of trade like that.
Rico is sold on Bobo, man.
Oh, he had that good game today.
He did, man. He did.
Yeah.
And the Joker plays point guard now.
Hey, man, look, I said Miami was a dark horse, but that Denver team, after seeing them, the way Joker and Bo moving, you know what?
Speaking of dark horses in the NBA playoffs, NBA bubble, so we're gonna do 3 sleepers in the East and West. Let's start with the East. So I'm gonna start with you, Denzel. Give me your top 3 sleepers in the Eastern Conference.
Miami. I'm gonna start with the East. Miami for sure. Love Miami. Who else? Who else is in the East? I like the Orlando team. Orlando team is pretty, they don't got people on paper like that, but just, shout out Aaron Gordon, shout out Evan Fournier. What's my other sleeper team? Boston. Speaking of JT, Boston ain't really getting talked about. It's really just been, Lakers and all that. But you know what? Boston is not getting the credit they deserve, man. They got Kemba. They got Marcus Smart. They got Gordon Hayward. They got Jaylen Brown. Shout out to that Boston team, man. Milwaukee, that team, but don't forget Boston creeping in the back.
I'll go for the East. Number 1, I'm going to say Toronto. Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, Fran Vliet.
Good pick.
And Serge Ibaka, and they have championship experience, So they've been through that. So they're a team that's sleeping. Pascal Siakam is very, very underrated. He doesn't get talked about. Love his game. Love his game. Shout out to my boy JT. From day one, he's been preaching about Pascal Siakam, and he's doing his thing. And number 2 for me, I'm a Laker fan, but I gotta say, I gotta keep it real. Boston too, But I want to see Boston in the NBA Finals.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I do. I want to beat them and get number 17. Hold it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then for my third one, I'm gonna have to say Miami.
Miami, look.
Jimmy Butler.
Duncan Robinson.
None.
Tyler Hero.
Yep. Bam Adebayo.
Man.
Iguodala.
I'm telling you, Big Baby. Shout out that Miami team. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Young guns.
What about you? What are your top 3 sleepers in the East?
Let me get man, y'all got some good ones. First I gotta go Toronto. Toronto is such a beast. Top and down. They have very good scouts. They know how to find players that is willing to work. They don't care how much time they get. They just care about getting the job done. So shout out to Toronto. They're starting a powerhouse from the front office to the players to the owner to Drake to whoever you want to put. Like, they're starting a franchise off right, and now we're starting to reap the benefits of it. Yep. And it's crazy how they're a sleeper, but they were doing so well.
Yeah, sleeper and NBA champions.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just they haven't got that notoriety yet as a powerhouse. Yep. That could be coming very soon.
Watch, it is.
Number 2, Indiana. Nobody's really talking about Indiana.
That was
team. They just had an all-star by the name of I can't say his first name, but Sabonis. Sabonis' son, Avitas Sabonis' son, who plays just as fundamental and just as great. And I feel like that team can do some real damage in a shortened season if they get on a hot start. If Sabonis does his thing, Miles Turner comes in and actually, does his thing, things of that nature. If I'm not sure if Brogdon is playing and he recovered. I'm thinking he had COVID. I'm not 100% sure. But if he's playing, he will be a very big factor as well. What's his name? Warren.
Yeah,
Warren.
TJ Warren.
Yeah, TJ Warren has been
he's talented.
Leading the team in scoring, and should be talked about as most improved player because he's definitely been balling out. So most definitely put Indiana up there to make some heads. And lastly, the Heat. The Heat, they're building their thing right. I know y'all touched on the Celtics, but I'm a Laker fan. I'm never going to give the Celtics any type of anything. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong. I hate that I like their players. Like, individually, I actually like their players and like the team. But it's Boston, so I got to double down on the hate. So that's what I'm going to do, most definitely. But the Heat definitely is a sleeper. Have Andre Iguodala, that was a key championship piece that can steer them towards going to championship contention. They have Tyler, that is also another most improved player candidate. They have Jimmy Butler that has playoff pedigree. They have a well-balanced team that can grit and grind, and now they have an identity.
Yeah, so now let's move on over to the Western Conference. Top 3 sleepers. I'm going to start first. Denver.
Oh, man. I was hoping I'd go first. I
got Denver, Houston, and I'm going to say Portland. What about you, Denzel?
I like that. Portland. OKC. OKC, man. I like that them young guns over there in New Orleans. But that OKC team, Chris Paul looking nice, man. Shout out CP3. They looking nice. Yeah, man. The OKC team got me kind of iffy, man. You know, that San Antonio team kind of, man, it's so many in the West, like, man.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to go to my 3 then. Most definitely first is the Nuggets. They starting to scare me. I'm not sure if Michael Porter Jr. has played yet, but that's definitely someone that is a very key factor. They're going to have a big 3, and the big 3 is going to be Michael Porter Jr., Bol, and it's going to be Jokic. And that is a big 3 that it's going to change how the NBA is ran. Definitely. It's definitely going to change how people game plan. Barring injuries, barring, things of that nature that's natural. Those 3 are going to be the face of the Nuggets. The next team I want to go towards is Portland. Portland is definitely a beast. They are trying to get in their window of, getting something done, getting a championship and things of that nature. So they're very scary to think about. And lastly, it's a battle between with me, and it's between New Orleans and it's between New Orleans and OKC. OKC, they have a nucleus of a lot of run and gun athletic shooters with Chris Paul, so that's always a good thing. And New Orleans, just Zion coming back, and not a lot of people mention him, but Jackson Hayes is definitely a big part of what they're going to be doing. He should be starting, and I hope that he does start, and Derek Favors actually come off the bench to help run the second unit. But those 2, we already touched on Brandon Ingram. We touched on everybody, but those 4 teams definitely are going to be some problems.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I'm really excited for the NBA season, and I'm going to end this Bigbabyjonathan Sports podcast. I just want to thank Denzel and Don for coming on. So, Denzel, go ahead and give out your social media along with you. So, go ahead, Denzel. Social media.
Before we want to do that, man, thank you so much for having us, brother. We are big fans of you. I love your new logo. Just grateful to be on here and have the opportunity to sit down here with my fellow host, Rico, and chop it up with you, man. We appreciate what you do for the Lake Show. I try to tune into every live cast that you have. And, salute my brother. Hopefully down the line we can get you in our studio or get you on our Skype. We can chop it up. But thank you so much. I'm Denzel Diggs, the host of Hood Take. I have an Instagram, Just Different, JUUU, STDIFERENT. Follow up with people, and we have our videos are up on YouTube as well. Hood Take, HOODTAKE, Hood Take.
And you can follow us basically on that same show. Again, thank you, Big Baby Davis, man. I've been watching you for a minute, and I just liked how you conduct yourself with the podcasts and how you building your brand from the ground up. I admire it. I appreciate you having us on, and I definitely want to get in the studio. I want to get inside the studio, all the way.
Sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to it. We can do Zoom. I'll come down there. We can make it work.
Thank you, man. Thank you for all you do, brother. Thank you.
And you can find me on at IQ Architect. That's IQ_ARCHT. ITE.
Don't even know how to spell it on Instagram, ladies.
It's all good. It's all good. We learning together.
Hood Take every Saturday on Facebook Live, 6 p.m. Denzel Diggs the profile. Hood Take every Saturday, 6 p.m. Facebook Live. Tune in.
All right. Big Baby Jonathan out, y'all.
All right.